Okay, we're going to start the Town of Sangerville Board of Selectmen's meeting. It's Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021. We'll open with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2, approval of the minutes. Select Board Special Meeting 9/15/21, 10/22/21, 10/25/21, and 10/27/21.
I don't have an agenda. It may be, thank you. Thank you.
I can add one. So
Okay, I'll look in a
probably
second.
somewhere in
I'll
the.
make
Could be
a
in the file here
motion
somewhere.
to approve A, B, and C.
I will read B and C.
And you're right.
9/27/21 and 10/20/21.
Okay.
Okay, we all vote and we're all in the affirmative. Item 3, review of treasurer's warrants, payroll 90, 91, accounts payable 92.
Make a motion to approve A and B is read.
Second?
All in favor? All three. Open session, we don't have any guests today. Old business, audit results.
Okay, the final audit results are in. It was a very good report. I sent you the whole thing via email. Sent you the management letter. The only issue they have is we have 2, maybe 3 stale checks, and one is gonna take care of those. That,
Still meaning they haven't been cashed? Oh, okay.
they're hanging out there, and
Okay.
they've hung out there for a couple of years,
Oh,
Yeah.
so.
contractors?
And one was a
One was contractor and one was a
firefighter, that's what I thought.
Yeah, okay. In somebody's wallet.
Yeah. So, that's all to the good. We're looking to schedule a pre-audit, and we're hoping to get one in November, but it might be December, right?
Right, they're gonna send an email.
Yeah.
All clean.
I'll clean, and we like doing the pre-audit because, by the time it's a full audit, they have everything ahead of time, it just runs more smoothly,
Mhm.
and takes less time, and, it'll be good.
Then the audit scheduled for the week of January
January.
24th.
There you go, yep. Okay.
January 24th. You say the week of, is that like a multi-day deal?
They like to schedule 3 days. After pre-audit, it rarely takes them 2, so they kind of give you a block. And last year, they didn't even come, we just.
Really?
We sent them stuff and talked to them over the phone and over the computer, and,
Nobody went anywhere last year.
That's right.
Are they planning to come this year?
Yes.
Okay, anything else on the audit?
no,
All right.
unless you guys have any questions, I think the audit is fine.
New business, public hearing, 2021 and 2022 general assistance ordinance.
So we should shut down this meeting and go into a public hearing.
Okay.
Make a motion to suspend
Recess.
this meeting. Recess.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Second, all in favor? It's 7 after 4 and we're going to recess this meeting. Make a motion that we start the public hearing on general assistance.
Second?
In favor? Hearing has begun.
You got town office.
You have a customer.
Oh, well, we can't lock the door.
We have to do this every year.
Sure.
Sure.
Usually it's for the appendices, because the maximums increase every year. We were going to do this back when we were supposed to, on the 1st of October, but MMA and DHHS contacted us and said they were still working on the increases. There was only one other thing that changed. Well, they tightened all the language this year, so, like every time it said general assistance, they shortened it to GA, or every time they used administrator, they capitalized it, and just shortened shorten some things up, but there's one definition that changed or was added, and it's a recovery residence. Means a shared living residence for persons recovering from substance use disorder that is focused on peer support, provides to its residents an environment free of alcohol and illegal drugs, and assists its residents by connecting the residents to support services or resources in the community. We don't have any of those, so it really doesn't affect us, but that is the major change in the ordinance. So if we don't have anybody who wants to
We don't.
who speak to
There's
that,
no one here.
we can go back into our meeting and vote to pass the,
Okay?
Okay.
Should we
so-
adjourn this hearing?
yes.
Okay, make a motion to adjourn our public hearing.
And all in favor? We are adjourned. Motion to go back into our select board meeting?
Second.
We are back in session and it's now 8 past.
I'll make a motion to accept the general assistance ordinance 2021-2022 with the amendments.
Second? All in favor? We're all three in the affirmative.
Just like to go on the record, that's another public hearing down with absolutely 0 attendance.
Correct.
Not atypical.
And you guys need to sign that.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, let's not forget.
Local health officer visit.
Okay, I wanted to bring this up because, not because you need to know about the visit, but because you need to think about the local health officer position. It's a 3-year appointment. Mine runs out in April of '22. I was talking to Al Tempesta. He says he is the local health officer for Dexter and some of his other towns that he's also CEO and LPI for. I think you might want to think about that because the health officer has different laws that they can use that might be handier than our ordinance at some point. Anything like this visit was an issue of a squirrel in the building and running through the, so it's health related, and there's some laws and better ways to deal with that. And I think that might be where you saw before that you could put a lien on property if you had to go in and fix something. You don't think that's where it was? It's in the manual, so that's what
But traditionally, Sangerville has always made that one of the duties of the town manager.
last 2 or 3, I don't know what they did
I know
previously.
Lois, for example, was.
Yeah, Lois was, yes.
And
Yeah, Ken, I believe, was, but I don't know,
Matthew was just a temporary, so.
yeah.
I don't know why what's wrong with that process that we've done.
Is it time consuming?
Only occasionally. I guess the pro to having the town manager is that you have 2 people when you want to go out and visit. You have your CEO and your LPI. Sometimes the CEO is in charge of a visit, sometimes the local health officer is, depending on the situation. But then again, you have your CEO out there anyway, and it gives that person
I know we had.
more laws to back them.
We had an instance a couple of years ago with garbage that was piled up, and you could see rodents, rats. You could easily see them. And Lois addressed that, and we got it resolved pretty quickly.
Yep.
So that seemed to function.
Do you always go out with the CEO?
No, but sometimes they do.
Oh.
And sometimes it's recommended, if you've got a issue that you think is going to get contentious, it's recommended to have that second person as a witness.
Not
Okay.
necessarily a CEO.
Right,
You
okay.
just need a
It could be.
No, yeah, when, sometimes the fire chief or somebody on the fire department went out with the CEO sometimes as a witness,
So just the second,
second person.
right.
uh, So anyway, that was something I just wanted to bring to your attention since it's going to be coming up soon, you're gonna have a new.
Yeah, I think we were all anticipating it would become
Right.
part of Lona's,
Should have said.
Right.
one of your many hats.
So all you have to do, Lorna, is take this online course and then the board has to sign your paperwork and basically you're appointed.
Your
That
term-
might even be something that you can finish before the end of
Oh,
November.
sure.
Yeah.
Your term runs out,
April, sometime.
oh, April, oh, okay, okay.
Updated banking information.
You have that in front of you, that's so that I'm removed and
Oh,
Sarah's not on any of the,
Right
has
here.
no access to any of the accounts right now, so she needs to be able to.
Yep.
Yeah. And I
okay.
wanted you to look at them and sign them today because you can't change it over until we have approved minutes that say, this is what you want to do. So if you sign them today and then approve the minutes next
I
meeting,
see.
you can
Sure.
Okay,
get it
okay.
changed over.
But we don't need to make any sort of motions or anything to enact this?
Yes, please,
Yes?
yes, so that it's on the minutes for next time, and you
Oh,
approve it next time.
We don't have an effective date in
We
here.
don't yet, and that's why
Okay.
it's not on there.
Do you have an effective date that you're anticipating?
We haven't
settle on,
picked a date. There are a few things, we need a couple of days, the two of us sitting down together and just,
Because we're gonna meet again on the 17th.
correct.
By then, you guys will certainly have a date.
Right, we can do it then.
Why wouldn't we do it then? And then,
Okay, as long as you don't mind me still being on the council.
you're still the town manager
It's true,
until
I
you're
am.
not.
Yeah.
And you are
Okay.
still, so, yeah, no, but we don't need to get ahead of it, so,
No, now that happens, because when we have to change the hats, we can do that all at the same time.
yep.
It's just then you have to wait,
another meeting?
well, you could schedule another meeting, it's not like you
I
can't.
don't really know if I buy that, because
No, you do. I already talked to the bank, they need to see
Oh,
Then you see what?
the meeting that was
Oh.
during the select board meeting.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
but if
Oh,
we
okay,
have
that makes
meeting, it's
sense.
done. The
What?
meeting that we sign everything to change you over,
Right.
you're gonna have it that day.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right, but what they're saying is they need to see the minutes, I mean, because there's no
How,
proof,
yeah.
right, there needs to be, okay.
Well, the proof is the signed document.
Right, it's not the minutes.
Right,
But in the minutes are for town's edification, that it actually occurred.
well, but
That's what the bank wants.
yeah,
to sign
I can
minutes.
see that, because, I mean, you could walk in there with this in the bank to, you know, write
What's the
in or.
difference? You're gonna walk in with a piece of
Say
paper that
it's-
says, this is the minutes.
The minutes
Okay.
aren't even
You know what I
signed.
mean?
Okay,
The
okay.
minutes aren't
You're
signed.
right, okay, yeah.
They're
True.
worried about a non-signed,
Yeah, no, this is a
unofficial
legal
document that you don't
document.
have to create.
Okay, well, whatever, okay, yep, you're right, I mean, that's.
But I don't have any problem, once you guys have a date,
Okay.
Right.
then
Fine.
we'll do it. But right now, we really
Yeah,
shouldn't really
we
approve
shouldn't
something
be-
with an open
right,
date.
Yes, I
No,
agree,
no,
all.
don't approve an open date.
You're right,
yeah, okay.
so. In fact, wouldn't, the same processes would apply to your health officer. All of that's gonna get moved at the same
You're not gonna appoint a
time.
health officer until
Right,
Right,
I'm no longer here or when
Right.
you need one.
you gotta hand the baton.
right,
Okay, so these really are tabled, updating back, okay.
These are basically
I make a motion.
Informational.
Yeah,
informational.
yeah, okay.
They're out.
that, okay.
Yeah.
Town manager's report.
I have most of the town manager's report on, actually the road commissioner's report.
We'll go right to number 8.
Spent most of my time on, well, unless you want to consider the loader and the dozer on the.
You getting some interest?
Crazy interest on the loader, except that I only have one written
Bid.
offer right now. And no interest on the dozer.
Really? Huh. All right, well, we got, that's
That's the
on,
17th.
so the 17th, yeah,
It's
okay.
interesting, because I looked on, there's 3 other doses online right now for quite a bit more money than what that one is. So,
Oh, that reminds me, speaking of the dozer, did you speak to the lady that owns our
I called her
stump
and she
mill?
didn't call me back.
Okay.
I'm gonna check
Have you been up and looked at it?
I did go by.
It's
and
loaded.
Yeah, we didn't do any of it.
Okay, I didn't think we did.
We didn't do that.
We didn't have that many stumps.
No, so I don't know who's doing.
I just,
She has a answering machine and it doesn't have her name on it, so I'm pretty sure I left a message on her machine, but
I went
I've
by and
never
saw
been-
that
I
it was
don't know where
loaded.
it is.
And I said,
you know where the Gray Road is?
Yeah,
It's like 2 houses down on the other side of the.
Okay,
Flanders Hill.
okay.
huge stumps, many, dozens. And so, and I said, we didn't fill this, but she might think we filled it because we
sure,
use it.
Sure,
So Bridie was trying to reach out to her to see who filled it. And
and
I'm,
tell her we didn't.
yeah, we didn't. If it turns out that she thinks we did it, we might wanna help her get rid of that mess and try to figure out who did it, but, cause it's really
With our
important that we
note,
not
yeah,
alienate
those-
her.
Correct.
No, it's not, we just get somebody to do it.
Oh, okay.
By the time you pay somebody to haul
Sure.
our dozer up there.
Sure,
run
okay,
it, you might
just
as well.
pay somebody.
Yeah, we just
do it.
Oh, they're all
hire
over.
one of our contractors with a loader to push it off and whatever he's gonna use, but, we just wanna make sure she's happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we don't wanna lose that.
No.
No.
So I'll reach out to her again, and I have thought of another thing. Did I tell you about the trash issue?
Nope.
Trash busters called us and said they couldn't pick up our trash because there was all this loose trash in our.
Oh, yeah, you did tell us
yeah.
that.
We
Yeah,
fixed it, we now have a padlock on it with a combo.
okay,
So
yeah, you did.
And you
tell
had an
us.
issue with plastic too, they wouldn't take it.
they haven't taken it, we haven't resolved that issue yet. I don't know if we have to bag it to get them to take it, or if they can just take it.
I wouldn't hesitate to call a competitor and let them look at it, say, would you take this? Cause they're really, that's who I deal with and they're great.
Yeah.
Okay,
So then on to road commissioner's report.
yep,
Let's start with docks instead of paving.
docks.
I had, we had an issue with Center Pond Dock coming loose and trying to float away, so I reached out to a couple of contractors, and Herrick's could do it first, so I sent them out there. But Zach got confused and removed Manhattan Dock. And then called me and said, which one was I supposed to do? And I said, Center, and he said, I pulled Manhattan. I'm like, good, now go pull Center. So both docks are out. Not quite the way we thought they were going to be, but they're out. Flooding last weekend.
Can we back up the dock? What about somebody else's dock that was shoved up against our dock?
I think it's still out there on the ground.
Well, it was in the water, so
Well, I'll
it
go
was
look.
tied to our dock.
Yeah, it was all out there. I think he just pulled it in. I don't think he did anything to what was tied to it. Now, we think we might know where it came from.
Pretty confident I know where it come from. I probably can find pictures of it being towed around the pond.
Really. So,
And I know it ended up, it was being towed around the pond, and there are pictures online of it, and then it was left at the camp to the right of the boat landing. And that person is the one that moved it over to the
to the boat
public,
landing.
to the boat landing and tied it there.
Why was it being towed around?
Because they got removed from their camp.
Somebody just didn't want it?
I don't know. I don't know the details. I just know, pretty sure I know where it was, and I know where it isn't now, and
Well,
Okay,
so
and it's an exact duplicate of our dock, so it makes it a little more interesting. And
oh,
To where-
of our dock,
Yeah.
the town's dock.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
So if we could find the owner, I suppose I could call the owner and tell him to come remove it. That I can do if I can find a way of reaching them.
Either way, we gotta get it out of there.
Yeah.
It's on our property, yeah,
I mean, it'd be like if somebody left a refrigerator on the side of the road, ultimately, we would pick it up.
Haul it off if we
Yep.
can't get somebody else to deal with it.
you
yeah.
could haul it off and send them a bill.
That might be easier.
It might be easier.
Yeah, you
Or a phone
could,
call.
you could, yeah, you could at least call them and let them know that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. If we have a phone call from that
Yep.
number, I'll do that, and if we don't, being summer, just get it removed and. Flooding, we had flooding on East Sangerville. Mostly that was a miscommunication between a resident and I who had said that there was a plug culvert. He called Mike, Mike called me, then he came and talked to me, and I had the wrong culvert and sent somebody out to unplug that one, and then lo and behold, we got all this rain, and the one that was actually plugged flooded the road. So I went out and tracked down Kelly Jordan, and he went out and unplugged it, and doesn't look like it did any real damage. We were lucky. And there was also some flooding just past your house on Silver's Mills. And I sent Zach out to look at that. And basically the ditch is higher than the road, and so the water's in the road, so. We can fix that with just a little scraping. I don't think any, somebody complained about Bean Hill after the rain, but it's better than our parking lot, so I'm not.
Bar's low.
Not overly. I know. But, so those are the road issues before paving. So the 1.7 miles of base coat is down. Probably we have like one lane of top coat on for about 1.5 miles, I think roughly 1.5 miles, 2 miles, somewhere in there. And hopefully they'll be done by the end of the week. The other thing is the sanitary district called me this morning and wanted to know what we were thinking about doing for paving next year, because they're in their budget cycle. And if we want to do in-town streets, they're gonna have to budget for all those manhole covers that they have to move up and down. So I thought we might have a discussion.
You were gonna walk or show Roundy's around, did you get an impression from him?
He hasn't
Oh,
had time to
good.
go around.
Okay.
Every time I talk to him, he's like, I'm 4 man short, I can't go out and look at anything.
Okay.
So,
That's I think that would be kinda key for us to be able to
yeah.
assess the likelihood of, what we might do in town.
I mean, we've got, what, 3.5 to 4 miles in town, but I don't know if you're looking at doing all of them. But I don't know anything about in-town paving, well, I'm sure we wouldn't be reclaiming, we'd probably be
Are you talking
shimming.
about feeders when you say that?
I'm thinking, School Street, Maple, Church, and Mill
Mill.
Street.
Is that it? Yeah.
I think that's about 3.5.
Miles?
Only guess that was that far.
I could be wrong.
Well, when we were always told that in-town plowing was like 3.5 miles, but a good chunk of that would be feeders.
But and the chunk of that is 23, so
Correct.
maybe I'm.
Oh, yeah.
So if you pull those two off, maybe that's half.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, I would think it would be under 2 miles.
Yes, I was thinking
That's
a mile and a half.
Whatever that road is off.
And-
Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
Honeywell?
And Honeywell. I
Yeah.
Honeywell, that's it.
forgot to-
Yeah.
Honeywell, that might-
But I'm
that's-
thinking that's pretty much like a shim and pave thing, right? I mean, like Mill Street's a dead end street, they're not getting any heavy vehicles to speak of, logging trucks or that.
No, I would think, well, and I would really like to have their opinion of what you should do,
That's,
because
yep,
it's all slow traffic, they have these things, an oil truck occasionally, I mean, there isn't,
yep,
it's not log trucks by
No.
any means.
Be
yeah.
nice to do them, to just.
Yeah, I think it's
whether it's
time.
just a skim coat or whatever it is, like
Yeah.
shim and pave.
A little bit of money would go a long way in town.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're supporting of it, we need
Well,
some idea
Ben's
what
here,
it
I'll make sure he.
Yeah.
Even if it has to wait till just before he's going to go to trench pave.
Okay.
It shouldn't take that long to do. Is it brown?
No,
not like that many roads.
Right, right,
So,
Okay, well, we revisit that.
right, yeah.
well.
We'll know long before budget season.
But
Well,
their budget
sanitary
wants to
districts-
know.
I'll talk to Frank in the morning. He said they're finishing up their budgeting.
Yeah, but their budgeting isn't until January.
I wonder how many manholes we're talking
I don't
about.
know.
I can't
Couple.
believe
I can go out and count them.
Yeah, I mean, their budget cycle is the same as ours, I would.
Yeah, so they should
They're just
just,
trying to get the budget done early.
they should just be getting into their budget season, just
Right.
like,
Mm-hmm.
They're okay to,
No, once they know, it's just a number, times,
yeah. I
times
mean-
5, times.
Right,
so,
how many manholes?
Yeah.
I don't have to
Whatever
go
they
count them because I'm sure
They
they
already know.
have them all on a
Yeah.
piece of paper there.
Correct,
Yeah.
they
Right,
know how
right.
many is on Mill Street, and,
all
yeah.
we need is a paving number for us to decide
Right.
if we wanna do it or not, and then
right.
after that, they'll take care of that stuff.
Right.
Okay,
So that, I think, covers, road commissioner report.
about everything. Okay.
So I'll make a motion to go into executive session, MRSA 4056A personnel.
It's 4:30, we're now in executive session. All right, it's 12 minutes of 5, and we're gonna I make a motion, we come back into session.
Second?
We are in session. The purpose of this executive session, we did take an action. We're going to offer the town manager's position to Lorna Bell. Congratulations, and thank you. Bridie had resigned previously. She will continue to assist through to January 1st. Lorna will officially become town manager approximately December 1st, somewhere in there, they're transitioning. Is that all?
Yep.
What
Yep.
we discussed? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's,
We've agreed to a contract with her, and that will be put in force when we transfer from Bridie over to Lorna. Okay?
yep.
Anything further on this?
I don't think so. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. We are adjourned.